Episode 55 of the Monday Morning Worship Leader, Tenebrae.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures give His glory. Praise Him above the heavenly host. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Well, hey guys, it's Brother John here. So good to be with you on this podcast on the Monday Morning Worship Leader. I am just amazed as our downloads are growing and we just keep getting more and more downloads of the podcast. And I'm telling you, that just makes me feel good, makes me really want to get into doing more and more stuff with you. We're getting downloads now in Australia, and for the first time this past week, we had downloads from France and the Netherlands. It is great having you on the podcast. As we constantly seem to have newcomers, let me tell you a little bit about the podcast. The Monday Morning Worship Leader is a short 10 to 12-minute podcast, and I'm your host, John Francis. I am a worship leader in the St. Louis area, in fact, in St. Louis, Missouri, in the United States. I'm a Southern Baptist, but I have a lot of, even though this is a free worship podcast and we're going from the bias of free worship, I have a lot of respect for more liturgical worship, and we incorporate that into our conversation. As you're going to see, we're going to do that a little bit today. So, even though I am from the free worship tradition, what I'm going to talk about today is not, and that is Tenebrae, or the Tenebrae service. Tenebrae means darkness, and we are having this Friday night. Come if you'd like to. It's at 6 o'clock at Parkway Baptist Church here in St. Louis. But we're having a Tenebrae service, and it's a service of darkness, and it's usually done on Good Friday. And so what I wanted to do today was I just wanted to bring out, a couple of points about what a Tenebrae service looks like, how we're doing it. We're doing it maybe, and everybody does it a little bit differently. Some do it with full choir and all of that. We're not. We're going very, very simple, especially our first time out. This is the first time we will be doing a Tenebrae service here at Parkway Baptist. But, well, I think they used to do it years and years ago, but it's first time in a long time. So the first thing about our Tenebrae service is it's simple. But the idea, no matter where you are as far as a Tenebrae service, the key element is throughout the service, candles are being snuffed, usually very methodically. For instance, we are using a 7-branch menorah, and after every devotional, there will be the snuffing of one candle until we leave quietly in darkness. And now, some churches have observed what they call the strepitus, or loud noise, at the snuffing of the last candle. We're not going to do that, but that is also kind of a riveting moment, right? And that may be like a strike of a hammer on an anvil. But no matter what, the snuffing of candles seems to be really part and parcel of the Tenebrae service. So our Tenebrae service is going to last no longer than an hour. People are going to come in, and the lighting is going to be somewhat low. With the 7-branch menorah. Usually menorahs have 9 branches, but you can buy 7 branches. And I bought a 7-branch menorah for this purpose because we're doing the 7 last words of Christ as kind of the theme. And so each in our Tenebrae service, every section will start with a song, followed by a scripture and a short devotional. And then toward the end, we will have the Lord's Supper at different stations in the church, so wherever people can get to very quickly. We're also singing a cyclical hymn that we have been doing over and over for many weeks now, and that hymn is Stricken, Smitten, and Afflicted. And I kind of have been using this hymn to build to this service. And that's going to be kind of our last service, or last hymn of the service, Stricken, Smitten, and Afflicted. At the end of that, then the congregation will receive basic instructions on leaving, and the last candle will be snuffed. And then all is quiet. People leave and go quietly to their cars. And then they come back Sunday morning, Easter Sunday, where they have just a great time of celebration. And that's our Tenebrae service. Now, I will tell you that I have included the order of service as the show notes for this podcast, so you can kind of see what we're doing, and hopefully maybe you can get some ideas to do this service yourself. I think that Good Friday is such an opportunity to have great impact on your congregation. And so there you have it, Tenebrae, which means darkness. Tenebrae, by the way, spelled Tenebrae. Tenebrae. And I hope that you find that a good word. Well, today's good word, and I'm surprised I haven't shared it with you before. I have a copy. In fact, I have a leather-bound copy right here in my office, it's at hand's length. I have a small set of books that I keep very close for quick reference. This book is called The Valley of Vision. It's a series of short prosaic writings by Puritan authors such as Richard Baxter, David Brainerd, John Bunyan, Henry Law, Isaac Watts, and way more. We're actually, for our Tenebrae service, we are using a reading from it known as Calvary's Anthem. I'm going to tell you, I find Valley of Vision to be such a wonderful, not only reference book for some great material, but a great devotional as well. Before it came here and sat on my desk, I used it as a devotional book along with my Bible study every morning. Well, that's it for today. I know it's a bit of a short program, but I've been going long lately, so I think it all works out. And I'm so glad you have tuned in today, especially those of you newcomers from the Netherlands and France and Australia, Great Britain. We've had some downloads there, and of course, the United States. And so we're so glad to hear from you. And remember, my friends, we are not rock stars. We are servants. Happy Easter. Next time on the podcast, have you ever heard the phrase used by worship leaders, an audience of one? Let's unpack that.
Next time on the podcast.